Hi there, Unstoppable Writers. I've been meaning to talk to you about series in picture books and what makes a character strong enough to sustain a series. And I wanted to share this book with you for two reasons. Well, first of all, it's a really great example of a character driven story, and secondly, this one became a series. So soon after it was published, or even before that, the editor has acquired another book, a sequel with the same character. So I wanted to talk to you about, well, what would prompt them to request another book and want more books with the same character, and what can we do in our writing if you wanted to create a strong character, maybe worthy of a series. So I wanted to read this to you and then just give you my take on the basic elements of making your character strong enough, and what you can do to possibly make them a good candidate for a series. So this book is Piglet. It's published by Random House, Viking, the imprint of Random House. It's by Caitlin Aronson, illustrated by Eva Byrne. So let me read the story. On a farm in France, Piglet arrived last in her litter and dainty as a daisy. The seventh, said her mother, perfection. But life on the farm wasn't a perfect fit for Piglet. Nothing piggish seemed to please her. She snorted at her slop. P.U. Persnickety, said her brothers. While the others played, Piglet pampered herself. Prissy, said her sisters. So sometimes she escaped to the one place she preferred, the pasture. There, in the open air, she closed her eyes and breathed deeply, catching the scents of the trees and blossoms. She memorized the perfume of every posy she picked, lily, lilac, lavender, rose, and spent hours making crowns of flowers. It came as no surprise when, one day, a pungent pickup piqued her curiosity. There she is. Piglet packed her bags. She kissed her family farewell and departed for Paris. The seventh, her mother sobbed. Perfection. Paris, whispered Piglet. What will I do here? Who will I be? Piglet the poet? Piglet the painter? Piglet the pastry chef? Perfectly pleasant pastimes, but Piglet sensed she had something more in store. That's when she happened upon the perfumery of Madame Paradis. There she is in Paris. Oh, the pictures are so pretty. Inside, the air smelled like a field of flowers. Look how cute she is. Piglet sampled. Sniff. Peony. Sniff. Primrose. Sniff. Sweet pea. And this? Asked Madame Paradis. Sniff. Honeysuckle? Said Piglet. Ooh la la, you are just the snout I am looking for, my petite, said Madame Paradis. You start work tomorrow. The perfumery became Piglet's paradise. She learned every fragrance by snout. She knew which ones could pep you up, calm you down, or even make you fall in love. Madame Paradis threw important parties with poets, painters, and pianists. They brought presents and pastries. They pampered Piglet like a princess. Perhaps I found my place, thought Piglet. And yet, Sometimes the sights, the sounds, the smells of the city grew smothering. "P.U., please don't push," said Piglet. She wandered the streets, searching for escape, until at last a park. There in the open air, Piglet closed her eyes and breathed deeply, catching the scents of the trees and the flowers. A strange wind whispered from far away. Whoosh came whiffs of grass and mud, horse and hay, the countryside. Piglet pictured her mother, three brothers and three sisters. Tears trickled down her snout, one for each of them. 7, she sighed. Perfection. Piglet packed her bags. She pecked Madame Paradis on each cheek. "It's been heaven here, but I have to go home." Okay. Soon, the long-lost fragrance of the countryside hung all around her. "My Piglet!" cried her mother. Her brothers and sisters came running to greet her. The pasture was my place all along, she thought. And yet, maybe not. She missed the city. "How can I bring a bit of Paris to the pasture?" Piglet pondered. Then she knew. She set to planning a party of her own. She sent postcards to Madame Paradis and all her friends. The day her guests arrived, she gathered her family too. They never once suspected her surprise. "Voila!" Piglet proclaimed. She'd prepared rose petal dips and mud masks for her city friends, perfumes and bubble baths for her family, picnics of pastries, flower crowns for one and all. Everything and everyone Piglet loved gathered into one fragrant bouquet, and it smelled divine. Picture! Click! Perfection. There she is. The end. Okay, so like I mentioned before, this book is this series. There's a second book. I encourage you to maybe check it out at the library and read it and see how Piglet's story just continues. And just analyze a little bit and think about the story, the character, everything that the author included in this book. But here is my take. So 3 things I wanted to share, like just the basics of possibly creating a strong character to sustain a series. Well, strong character is a must. One that is driving the action, driving the story. That's why the stories who are character driven are most likely to become a series. So that's the first thing. Secondly, multi-layered personality. We want a rich character, someone who has multiple layers, so they can be interesting to the reader throughout many stories. And also a character number 3, a character with skills and interests. They can continue to explore and or develop over multiple storylines. So we want to see them grow and explore those interests further, not just in one series and then they're done. So again, this is a great example. And in book number 2, Piglet is planning a perfect surprise for Madame Paradis, and it has to do with pastries. So you can read that book and both of them again and see for yourself. But what is it that you can do to enrich your characters to make them possibly be a good candidates for a series? So I know it's a long weekend, but maybe I can give you a little challenge and give you an assignment to just pull out your work in progress or another story that maybe you've put aside, and look at your character. Like maybe you can list all of their characteristics, all of their interests. How is their personality standing out? What are they all about? Can you think of multiple stories that they can sustain with their interest and their personality? Maybe you can add some more layers to your character. Um, and in this story, so Piglet, right off the bat, she is different. We can see that she doesn't fit in. She's the typical example of fish out of water. So she's born on the pasture, but that's not what she wants. That's not who she is. She longs to be pampered and to be fancy and to explore the city. So she's not satisfied with her environment, with her life at the pasture. She wants something more. So, and she is the one driving the actions. She's making the decisions, she's taking the next step. Things don't just happen to her. So that's a character driven story. She makes the decision to pack her bags and leave for Paris. So, in pursuit of her interests. So that's what she does. And we follow along. We want to see. We're curious immediately. What is she going to do with her life? How is she going to explore that passion? Is she going to fail? What's she going to find in the city? And so yeah, she's very different from her brothers and sisters. Everyone who enjoys piggish things, that's not for her. So she goes to Paris, right? And what is the thing that she loves? She loves scents, different scents, and she's very good at it. That's how she finds her job and all the friends and everything else. So um, again, think about your own character, and let's review the three things that you can at least do. So number one, strong character driving the story and the action. Number two, multi-layered personality. Um, Maybe you can add something to make your character stand out. And number three, skills, interests that they can develop or explore over multiple stories. Um, so I hope this is helpful. And that you take my little challenge and the assignment to look at your own stories and characters and try to improve them, try to make them candidates for series. That doesn't mean that they will automatically become series, but there might be a potential there. So